Okay, we're finally here at Gamuda Cove. So this is a place that I've always heard about online, right? And I'm here to check this township out once again. And because today is also Chinese New Year, I'm teamed with my Chinese New Year clothes. It's a party actually. But let's go check this place. Okay, so today is a Monday, 3:43 p.m. Obviously, you're not going to see a lot of people in the sales gallery. The entire development spread across 1,530-acre plot of land, consisting of houses, commercial areas, healthcare centres, and also educational hub. Now, as you can see, right, every single township will obviously start off with the residential component first because you need people over here to kind of stimulate their commercial activities around. But Gamuda also started the water theme park, which is already live and operating, and they also have go-karting and other event spaces over here, which is very interesting for a development this size because population over here, I believe, is slowly growing. And also just now I spoke to a few sales agents, right? They told me that the sales here is through the roof. Now I'm very surprised to see these developments over here, right? The terrace houses is all completed, already sold out. Then the water lily over here, Semi-D, I was also told that it was almost sold out already. Now the next development over here is the Cove, which I think a lot of people are actually promoting right now. And later we can also check out the show unit of that particular unit there. So you can see in this development, what I find very interesting, right, is that they actually have this Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands, which is supposedly self-sustainable, and it has crocodiles and hippos inside one, guys. Look at that, crocodiles and also hippos over here. What the hell? Hippos? Hippos are known to be like the main animals that kill humans or eat humans. I am finding that quite odd. And one interesting thing about this place is that it even has this hot air balloon right in the middle over here, which I was told it can be used. So it's actually in Gamuda Cove land, you actually has the largest SplashMania or the water theme park that you will see from afar, right, that boat over there. So now that is very interesting. So Gamuda Cove is situated over here, and if you want to go to KLIA, basically just turn right down over here and you are already at Mitsui Outlet Park, and then after that further down KLIA 1, KLIA 2. So very good for people that are pilots or people that are working in this part of town as well. And if you actually want to go for like food or want to go for a shopping mall that is already up and running, right, then you can actually take this Cyberjaya interchange all the way to Cyberjaya itself and already use like the Pulse Mall and actually go to universities like Multimedia University, Lim Kok Weng. And if you go further down on the other side over there, that is actually going towards Nilai already. So location to these hotspots actually is quite convenient, and considering the fact that it's also not too far from Kota Kemuning, right, which is on the other side of the town, you can actually just use Elite Highway and then you can get to Kota Kemuning already. Location-wise, it's actually not too bad considering the fact that it's also very close to Puchong or Putra Heights. So I think this is something that people can consider moving towards a more secluded area as of now, because you can get it at a rather affordable price for the landed property of only 700 each thousand. So the commercial area is not as robust as the one that you see in Elmina, but they are also getting their way there. Just now we went through the commercial area. There's going to be a Bila Bila Mart, Jaya Grocer, Starbucks, basically all the brands that you see over here. I'm not named them all, right. But essentially this particular area right now, because it's not fully developed yet, there isn't much commercial podium in this area. But there is also an open market commercial area that is coming up very soon that can actually be bought over by investors as well. Okay, so we just left the experience center of Gamuda Cove, and now we're walking towards the commercial podium over here. And it states very clearly, if you're hungry, go to this way. And very big signboard over there, instantaneously, there's a Starbucks. This is where all the retails are going to be situated on. And now I mentioned there's going to be commercial components that is going to be situated on that side also, but it's not fully up yet. So we'll just walk over here right now just to kind of see this place a little bit better, like what type of commercial areas are already in the market right now. So this is very interesting, right, because this township itself is like a mini safari, or I don't know what you call this, right, but there's a lot of things over here. So now just now the guy that mentioned to me that until 4 p.m. we missed the last ride already. Essentially you can actually go for this in safari Insta tour and boat cruise only for 50 ringgit, and the time slot is 9 AM to 4 PM. And basically there's a lot of activities going on over here which I think you all can consider coming and just checking the place out. Not asking you to go and look at the properties, but just here to look at the amenities that this particular developer is providing, because his rating is rather insane. Then you have this Cove Aero Bar, and then there's Goosebump Road Course, which I think is quite interesting. Maybe you can test your strength a little bit. There's also bungee jump and also archery, paintball shooting. Then come here is like a resort on its own. It's like you're coming to Disneyland, right? I think I come here another day on a weekend, right? And then just kind of play some activities over here. Okay, so this is the Cove, which apparently is the latest phase that they're actually marketing right now lah. And this one, they say that it's not really a semi-D, it's not a terrace, it's like a cluster home. But from a looks of the sales gallery or sales unit right now, right? To me, this looks like a semi-D lot lah. But people say otherwise. So guys, as I mentioned just now, the tram is this one over here, and this is pretty big, like, guys. It's an interesting concept because it actually brings you from point A to point B. So essentially you just walk up here. Oh guys, I feel like I'm in a Harry Potter movie. This tram or this railway, right, it only goes to a certain side of the entire development lah. Basically bringing you to all the touristy attractions or activities that you can do over here. So it brings you all the way from the sales gallery to the lagoon over there, and then over here, which is the archery, paintball, whatnot, and RUD Karting over there lah. Now I actually played RUD Karting over here before, which is the go-kart ride. So I was also told that there's a swimming pool over here that's open for the resident that resides over here. 2 days in a week you can actually use it, but the other days is actually for swimming classes and whatnot lah. Now this swimming pool over here, I gotta say, is rather interesting design. Maybe it's just to kind of emulate the Gamuda Cove design language, right? This one gives you the feeling that you are in like a beach resort like this lah, because you can see they use this type of color tone for the floorings, right, just to kind of emulate sand. But I can tell you this is not sand lah, because sand is obviously very hard to maintain, and also I think this one is more than enough to kind of like bring you that vibe lah. So commercial area wise, it says that he has 7-Eleven, Bila Bila Mart, Kopi Kenangan, and a few other brands over here lah. But to be very honest with you, not many options for foods yet lah. So you don't have the abundance of selection of what you can eat or whatnot over here, unlike the other development in Elmina. But the main highlight over here probably is the Starbucks lah. So this side over here, main one is this, and then we'll walk over to RUD Karting just to kind of give you guys a bit of understanding what you can do over there. Coming closer to this, I understand why they call this place the Goosebumps lah, I guess, because it's pretty high up and the things that you're going to go through, right, is quite scary. This is like going through Squid Games. Now, how can a township be a township without a proper sports hall, right? So over here you can see badminton court, football court, and obviously pickleball court is coming up on the lands over here. So basically the tram is to really bring you from all these attractions as I mentioned just now lah. So it will go all the way back there, and also this particular area is where RUD Karting is at. So now for the people that love driving or love racing, don't do it on the streets because it's dangerous. Come to RUD Karting. I was told RUD Karting was one of the very first electric karting that you can get lah. Now I raced here before and I got to say it's quite enjoyable. It's just that because the car that I was driving that time, right, was rather slow, not to my liking lah, I need a bit faster, right? But let's go see inside real quick just to show you guys what it's like. So we are in RUD Karting right now. They obviously have 3 different modes lah. The most basic one, which is the electric one, which is the slowest. Then they have 2 gas type lah. One is the highest spec one is the lowest CC one. So it depends on where you are at in terms of driving skills, right? But to me, RUD Racing has always been one that I've always quite admire, right, because of the amount of quality and finishing that they have done over here. Look at the design language over here, beautiful. Just look at that. The designer that did this over here. Okay, now Gamuda Cove poised to be that smart and self-sustainable township lah. Now you can see, with that in mind, right, they're obviously going to promote eco-friendly things. So you see Tesla supercharger over here. Basically, they want to attract a lot of these EV vehicles or EV kind of persona people to stay in this development over here lah. And I was also told that there is actually a rain harvesting machine over here. Basically, because as I mentioned in this particular development itself, right, there's so much greenery, so much landscaping, and during days that are not rainy, right, then they can actually kind of use the water that harvest to actually water the plants. How convenient and how sustainable with the mindset and how sustainable with that logic in mind lah. With that being said also, right, there's also solar energy and also renewable tree recycling punya barang lah. So basically, if you want to recycle your cans lah, whatnot, basically they have it all in this development itself. So obviously, Gamuda Cove is planning to be that very eco, that very social governance kind of development over here lah. So basically ESG is a big part over here in Gamuda Cove. As I mentioned many times, right, there is just so much to talk about in this particular development. As you can see over here, I'm not going to tell them all, but just look over here just to kind of get an understanding of the Discovery Park map. Now this is the open market commercial area. So basically it's actually sold directly to investors and you can potentially just buy them and rent out to whoever you like lah. Now the thing is, the reason why they have this over here is because of that. That is the water theme park that they have over here. Essentially, once you play finish, you can come over here and have like commercial activities lah, for makan and whatnot. So it's a rather convenient location for these activities lah. As you can see, as I mentioned, today is 5 PM on January 13, right? You don't see much people over here parked over here for the water theme park. Obviously, weekdays not going to be much traction. But I just want to show you guys how this commercial area is going to be like lah. Okay, so Gamuda Water Theme Park is not the biggest correction over there, just like I said, right? But it's definitely the most modern looking design theme park that we have in Malaysia as of right now. And apparently the biggest one is obviously the likes of Sunway lah, and also the Saru has another one, bigger in terms of the form factor. But this one is actually the most modernized water theme park. And that makes a lot of sense for them to have it over here because the commercial area is just, as I mentioned just now, we saw right. So essentially this one over here is to attract more people to come. And because Malaysia, to be very honest, right, sometimes also lack a little bit of activities to do lah. Like you ask me on a weekend, right, hey Jin, where you going? Actually, I have no idea, you know, because there's just not much activities like Disney or whatnot in Malaysia, right? Skyworld also didn't come in. So I think this is actually an interesting concept that can be implemented in a rather moist or in our current climate lah. A water theme park is actually quite okay because we have no winter ma. You to all the commercial area from the experience center itself lah. So along this trail over here, right, bear in mind when you're coming here because there are actual trams that are actually running, they're moving one, you know, so you got to watch out for that. And this is the commercial podium over here, which is called Town Square, that is not really fully developed yet lah. But I believe once this commercial area is up, right, then you will start to see a lot more people coming into this area. They have this dark room experience. I want to show you guys real quick, right? Just come with me. Now you see that? That is like going to a Disneyland or kind of like event, right? And if I stand over here, look, enter the cove. I stand here, and then you will start the video. Wow, isn't that amazing, guys? And this gives you a sense of the entire development, right? Like that.
With a sense of anticipation, where every day is an adventure, just waiting to happen.
Look at that flooring, seriously, guys.
Welcome home to nature's cradle.
Now that's an experience center. Gamuda Cove has poised themselves for this particular development to be a very eco-friendly environment. So essentially they use a lot of landscaping over here, or trees in other words, basically to give you the benefits of biophilic design. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but essentially what it means is that because Malaysia weather is rather hot, especially during Chinese New Year times, right, can really feel the heat. So what they do is they actually incorporated a lot of trees and landscaping around the entire development to kind of cool down the place. Now I'm here right now on January 13, 4 PM and I got to say this place is actually rather hot So I don't know if this is really working out in the entire development or certain parts of the actual development itself. So because commercial area is typically investment focused, right, I like the fact that they actually put up actual numbers over here to let you know exactly how much this property has went up So you can see Kota Kemuning, a 2-story link house, right, initially it was sold for 613,000. and in 2006 and 2017 is 1.8 million, representing 193% in increment. Now that is crazy. This is the main highlight over here, right? The water theme park, as you can see over here. Now they say it's a rental investment opportunity with 2 million visitors annually. Now this is in the event it's fully matured lah. Now we are actually at this corridor over here, or this walkway whereby all these show units, the actual size units are actually situated over here lah. So just now we went to one just to kind of check out how the design is like, and I got to say it's actually quite comfortable lah. But also bear in mind, these are all show units. So basically when you get your keys, right, you're not going to get this fully furnished designer units, right? You're going to get a bare empty unit for the most part. Maybe they'll incorporate certain IoT products for you, since this is priced at IoT or smart home when your concept lah. But essentially what I like is that because you get to experience this entire development in full, right? So personally, when you buy a landed house or a condo, a lot of times you like try to visualize and conceptualize, hey, actually how big is this place, right? You really can't feel it until you get your keys. Now for the case of the properties over here, they all have that show unit design. I really like this concept. You see over here, right? We walk further down here, you would know that the landscaping is going to be quite similar to what they have already put out over here, just to kind of give you contextual view of it lah. Because most of the time, when you go to other sales project or sales gallery, right, you don't get to actually see and feel the product one. You only can see substance of it. Now look at this over here. This is a Type D. What type of development is this? Okay lah, this is a Type D. I don't think this is semi-D, but this is more like a cluster terrace kind of house like, right? So let's go check inside. Just take off our shoes. And look at this, guys. Wow, isn't this beautiful? You really get the sense and understanding of how this property is going to be like when you're here. Now, coming in here, obviously the unit right now is fully ID, fully designed up, and this is going to easily cost a lot of money, but they are giving you experience and a feel about how the property can potentially look like when you purchase this place over here lah. And you can see there's even a dry and wet kitchen over here, which is very sizable, and also a helper's room over here lah. Wow. And this helper's room is also quite sizable. Not too small, you have a single bed, you can have a little bit of a wardrobe over here as well. So the room here also comes with an attached ensuite bathroom. And for me personally, wow, this toilet is damn big leh. But there's a connective door over here that shares with the other side over here lah. Okay, so this is one of the more atas punya developments over here lah, which is basically the Camellia at the Wetlands Estates. Now this is the one that was actually secluded more towards on the right hand side of the sales gallery or experience center. Essentially this one is the more atas, the more upscale product lah. And as you can see from the design language over here, right, I'm a big fan of this type of very modern looking kind of look lah. Now personally, the color also very nice. So selection of color is really great job over here lah, personally my opinion. Okay, this concludes Gamuda Cove Township walk around or review, whatever you want to call this. But essentially, this development over here, I think there's still a lot to prove lah. I like the fact that they have already incorporated a lot of activities to do, right? Such as the water theme park, the RUD Karting, the archery, the paintball. Like these are a lot of fun activities that can be done over here. This basically attracts people to come over here on foot traffic basis just to check out the place and the entire development, right? I think that's a very smart move by the developer. But I'm just thinking how many people would actually really come here, pass by this toll every single time to actually come to your residence, right? Now, I was also told that there's going to be another highway that's going to be coming up soon, which kind of allows you to access Cyberjaya without having the need of paying any sort of toll lah. But this development over here is going to take a lot of time to prove itself or really fully mature, right? As I mentioned, it's going to take about 20 to 30 years in order for this township to fully develop. And according to a lot of the signage over there, it's also stated that only in 2027 will you see the likes of an educational company coming in. Apparently it's Taylor's Group. And also If you look at groceries and amenities over there, there's not too much going on lah. Now, of course, Elmina has already been in the market for a longer period of time. It's also in a close proximity to the Kota Damansara area, so it's more accessible in that sense. But this development is closer towards KIA, Sepang, Dengkil, and the geographics and the demographics over here is a little bit lesser than in that side of town in PJ lah. So for me, Gamuda Cove, right, yes, it's very nice, okay? But I believe there needs more time in order for us to really see how this actually pans out. So I would urge for the people that actually wants to live in the Kota Warisan, Sepang, or you're considering Nilai or Seremban, right, maybe you can drop by to this particular development over here first and then consider these other developments in the further end over there lah. I think this is pretty much my take on Gamuda Cove, a development that's going to take another 20-30 years to really mature across a 1,500 acre plot of land, which is very large. So I think you guys make your own informed decision. Never ever listen to anybody's advice, especially directly from a YouTube video or online, right? So if you guys are interested, I mean, do come over to Gamuda Cove. It's free anyways, for the most part. Just need to pay a few tolls. And we're going to head back right now at 5 p.m, right? To go all the way back to Cheras with Max Highway is going to take approximately 1 hour and 5 ringgit 20 plus cents lah. So that's pretty much it on this video. We'll see you in the next township review. Bye bye.